stick. Woo! Just gotta send it.
You went through it smoother on that than I did on this.
Ah! Water? Ah, I hate water crossings. I've dug myself. Yeah, I'm not getting out of that.
Alright, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my second video getting posted. We're going to be exploring Mount Baldy, taking Gold Camp and Old Stage Road up to Almagre Road, which takes you to the top there. Unfortunately, as we found out later, it's gated off to get all the way to the top, but we still had some fun on the way. I hope you all enjoyed the highlight reel of what is to come. Obviously, it was a pretty tough day with a lot of drops, and as you'll see, a lot of rutted out spots with big rocks that took me a long time to get through. Now, none of that was really the fault of the bike. A lot of it was my lack of skill. The tires being stock also kind of contributed, but you can't be blaming everything on the tires, even though I tried to for the entirety of this video. There's definitely some fun spots here, some big rocks, some big hill climbs. Unfortunately, the camera kind of flattens a lot of it out, makes it look a lot easier than it was, but I'm still trying to grow my skill as an off-road rider. Like I said in my introduction video, I've been riding motorcycles for 8 years, but I've only been riding off-road for about a year now. I originally got an XR 650L broken down and fixed it up for cheap just to try out some trails and see if I liked going off-road, and I got hooked, which is what led me to getting this KOVE. I wanted something that was going to be a little better on and off the road. Now, I've done most of this trail on the XR before, so it's not like it's not capable of it, but the KOVE just makes everything feel a lot easier to do. And I'm not worried about the carburetor issues that I was having with the XR, especially when you're changing altitudes like this. I was starting around 8,000 feet, and about halfway through this video you'll see we're up around 12,000 feet. Changing that much elevation with a carved bike just is a pain in the neck. Now, this trail that we're on right now, Old Stage or Gold Camp Road, was actually the first adventure ride that I ever did. I took it all the way out from Colorado Springs to Cripple Creek, and it was super fun. I thought it was super challenging at the time because I had no experience riding dirt. But for my first one, it was great. Great views the whole way. It's just such a beautiful road to ride through. And it also has quite a bit of washboard. There's some embedded rocks here and there, but nothing really too challenging. It's just a chill ride for me now. As you can see, I'm kind of sitting down, saving my energy for what I know is to come later. Last time we did this trail, it was not terrible, but since then there's been a whole bunch of rain up in the mountains, which caused a whole bunch of rutted spots, and as you'll see later, there was a decent amount of issues that we ran into from that. But it was an overall fun day. Here I just met my buddy. He had just offloaded his bike from his truck, and we're gonna go meet up there and then head to the actual trail.
Welcome everybody to the second video. Whoop, whoop. It's gonna be a little weekend trail ride with me on this lovely KOVE 450 rally, and my buddy up there is gonna be on his Beta 430 RR. It was the dirt bike version, and he got it made street legal, so it is plated, but it doesn't have turn signals or anything like that. It is nearly a proper dirt bike, just with a headlight and tail light. Now he's probably going to be in the front of me for most of this ride. Part of that is he's on a faster bike. Another part is he's a bit of a better rider than I am off-road. He's been doing it for a lot longer. And then the third part is he likes to chase the adrenaline high, so he pushes his bike fast. I'm sitting down, taking it easy. I'm really trying to conserve my energy for the trail we're going to hit here. It is on Onyx Off-Road, rated a green trail. However, the rating that was put on it by Onyx was before there was a whole bunch of rocks that fell onto this trail, rocks and boulders. So it is a lot more difficult now than it used to be.
We're just going to keep speeding along Old Stage Gold Camp Road here until we get to a fun little cut through that acts as a almost warm-up for Mount Baldy. So while that clip is playing, I'll go ahead and throw on some music and y'all can just sit back and enjoy a little sped up ride through the beautiful mountains. Back up. Whew. He's just having himself a grand old time. I'm probably going to do exactly what he did. Let's get on the brakes a little bit, control our speed, and then commit right there. Woo. Sliding down into the rut. Now we got to cross. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about when I say this bike with the stock tires sucks with the edge grip. I was trying to hold up on that side, and you know, it's not easy. Whew. Yeah, that's a good warm-up for what we're about to do. Welcome to Mount Baldy. She is rocky, bouldery, and way too much fun. Now this is a Jeep trail technically,
So it shouldn't be too difficult. You got plenty of room to pick lines. And here comes our first rock garden. Right up here. All right, let's commit, get through this. It's like baby's first baby heads for this trail. Nice little water crossing. Second rock garden here. Rock garden, pretty short this time, not too bad, but these are the easy warm-up ones for this trail. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a good line here. Now y'all can see why I was conserving energy. I'm having to stand up and really move with the bike through all of this. Cross over there. Right-hand path. I think it might have been a mistake. So yeah, we had to come across those rocks with no speed. It's fine though. Sometimes he does wait for me in less opportune spots, and it makes it so I have to slow down and lose a bit of momentum so he can get ahead, because I don't want to be right on his rear wheel, even though he does ride faster than me, because if he stalls out or something happens, I need space to be able to stop and also regain my momentum after. You know, folks, they don't call them the Rocky Mountains for nothing. Should be a nice, beautiful overlook coming up here. That we usually pull over at for a little break. Man, that's pretty. We'll take a little water break here and head on up the trail. Catch y'all back when that happens. All right, let's get back into it. While we were stopped there, we did have to do a small trailside repair for his skid plate. The bolt on the very bottom that actually holds it in place came out at some point. We could not find it, so zip ties to the rescue. I'm carrying all the tools, all the medical for us, just by the nature of actually having a bike that can do it and the willingness to. And I don't really mind. It's some extra weight I have to keep on me, but it's not too bad. And it's worth it to have tools and stuff for when I go riding solo anyway. So, and then we did have a little scare too about him maybe having a pinch flat, but it seems to be fine. So once we come around here, we're going to turn to go up the main part of the mountain. And then after we're done with the ascent and the descent back down, since it is an out and back up there, we're going to continue exploring the offshoot trails down here. They're going to be us if we had stayed straight instead of making the turn. Super careful with the humps or jumps or whatever you want to call them in this trail, because when we were on our way out last time, I hit one a little too fast and the trail was washed out on the other side, and I wound up low siding the bike at like 20 miles an hour and sliding down the trail. Now luckily me and the bike both stayed on the trail and didn't go down through the washout, but if I can't tell what's on the other side of these things, I'm not just going to be jumping off them. We're going to see how far up this mountain we can get. There is a gate that is sometimes closed up here, and I don't know whether or not we're going to be allowed through, so we'll see. Cliff of Death, no big deal. Keep our momentum up. Oh God. Let's take a look at this. We're gonna go right here and then squeeze between that rock And I think at that triple boulder up there, I'm gonna have to go on the right side of it and hit those rocks to get up. But this is a lot more washed out than I remember it being. So let's go for it. Oh, nope. Ah, stalled it. Again. Remember in that first video when I said I'm not a great rider? I think I'm gonna have to get off and walk it here. I don't really have a good spot to get back on. The bike can definitely do this. It's my skills that are really lacking. How's it going, guys? Huh?
You're almost to a much better spot.
I know, I'm just trying to get to a good spot to get back on. Right. Get some momentum going. I'm just like stuck on this rock. I want to try to walk it to right there next to this boulder. There we go. Inopportune time, but I don't know where this cut out. So I did make it over that section. I made it over these rocks. Once I was able to get some momentum and actually stand back up. But yeah, back there, getting kind of caught and losing my speed on stuff like this where my grip isn't great and it is a struggle to get going again because of the rock is always tough. I don't know if the camera caught it, but I was saying the bike is definitely capable of all this. My skills lack. I'm trying to get better, and I know part of that is actually keeping my momentum through this stuff, but easier said than done. All right, let's go. Oh God, sliding down. Woo! Little drop. Ugh. Just gotta send it. Just gotta send it. Get out of here, Wasp. I'm gonna pass his bike because I don't want to stop there. We'll stop here. Whew. Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about. Momentum, clutch control, picking my line on the fly. I feel like I was pretty good there with that. Huh. I'm only totally out of breath, and I'm definitely going to blame it on the elevation. We're at 11,700 feet. Probably going to be closer to 12,000 by the time we hit the top. So, sorry for the heavy breathing.
That was awesome.
You like that commit?
Holy crap. You went over that smoother than I did.
Once I got going, I was like, I'm not stopping.
Right. Yeah,
Because
you made the right choice.
I'm tired of walking the bike.
You went through it smoother on that than I did on this.
I'm actually going to leave my goggles off here. I don't have a kickstand down. Just because I'm so hot and sweaty. That was a maximum effort kind of dealio back there. Going down is going to be so much easier. The climbs on this thing are crazy. Crazy. Oh boy. Sliding. All right, let's see what the gate says. Yeah, it's chained up and closed. He is lucky he has such a light bike. I would have been down. Oh my God.
That's better.
I'm not trying to fall down a mountainside, so yeah, I'll do a 20-point turn. Taking the views a little bit. That's Colorado Springs down there. That's where we came from. I love riding in the mountains. It's just so beautiful. Even though it is super challenging too. Yeah, there we go. I got right up on the pegs there. Been practicing that. Now this descent is going to be a lot of me creeping, holding the clutch in, leaning on the brakes. Just going to stay standing up the whole time pretty much, because it is easier but also harder to do this going down. But I got my front ABS on. Ooh. Momentum, baby. Going downhill, it's your best friend and your worst enemy. But yeah, I got ABS on the front, turned it off on the rear. I don't mind if the front ABS is activating a little bit here and there, but I want to be able to slide my rear around if I need to. And if I have that ABS on, not being able to lock the wheel up, it will just be activating the entire way down, and I won't be able to slow myself down at all. All right. Let's pick good lines here. I'm going to edge closer to the cliff of death. I'm going to give him a bit more room. Using the engine brake, using the brakes, front and back. Right up here is probably going to be the most challenging spot. Now what I'm planning to do is not the same as when I came up. Maybe a little bit of it. Slide the rear, slide the rear. I have to go down in here. I'm using momentum as I'm going down to hold the edges, because if I go too slow is when I really start sliding out. So if I give myself a little more speed, I can hold that edge better. All right, little hill climb. Break up the monotony of the descent. This is the section where GoPro died last time. He seems to be struggling a little bit. Whew. Almost dropped it. Wait for him to get down. Or not. We'll just dump the bike instead. What the? She is heavy. Foot on this rock. Just using a little clutch, get myself free there, and then I kind of want to go there, but I don't think I can swing around far enough with all these rocks in the way. So I think I'm going to have to go over this pile here. Footholds. Go. We're going to be in the bottom of this rut anyway. Okay. I think I could just stand up and ride from here. Whew. I'm going to take the lead for a bit. I need some air. Well, that wasn't pretty, but we got down. I hate having to get off and walk the bike, but sometimes you just got to do it when you got to do it. And also, hopefully, me walking it along like that and showing everyone this is a bike that can go slow. Found a good spot for a break here. Take it when you can get it. Gonna go that way. I'm gonna go this way. I want a little bit of an easier out. Time for some exploring. We've never been down this trail before. but we saw it on the map. Thought it looked a little cool. We'll check it out. One of the great things about having an adventure bike or a bike with a bigger fuel tank is you don't have to worry about just going out and exploring like this. Good old Knuckles up there only got, I think, 2 gallons. So when we go ride together, we have to plan out the route ahead of time to make sure that he's not going to run out of gas in the middle of the woods. Now, worst comes to worst, if he does, I usually fill up right before a ride like this. And yeah, it makes the bike handle worse because it's heavier, but if he runs out, I can donate some of mine. Ooh, that's rocky.
So I was feeling pretty good about the trails we were about to hit. I was feeling good in my riding, even though I had gotten off and walked the bike a few times, but these upcoming trails, they were about to bring me crashing back down to reality.
So I was watching back my footage of that hill climb. I was all excited about it because it was gnarly, and you look at it on the video and it looks like nothing. It's just stupid easy. Water? Ah, I hate water crossings. Almost biffed it there. Oh, this should be fun. Oh. Now that is what I call a rocky hill climb. Oh, he's walking the bike. That's when you know it's bad. There's the stall. I've dug myself. Yeah, I'm not getting out of that. Oh my God. All right. I think I might be able to get it up. Oh. I'm going to drag the rear around again.
Nice.
Huh. All right. Head in the trees just a little bit. I want to see if I can catch him coming up. I'm recording you! I was just trying to give him some pressure so he doesn't f it up. Look at him and his fancy burnouts. Oh, now that is what I call a rut. I think we're going to take this left-hand path. Should be a fun little hill descent. These ruts are going to be the death of me. Just waddle the bike. It's fine. I think right here I can stand up and go. Yep. Almost dumped it. I'm gonna have to take this rut. There we go. She's sleepy. Constantly wanting to take dirt naps. Walk it down the rut. There we go. come around. There we go. We're gonna have to ride the rut down again. Just my luck. Oh my God. Front tire's gonna drop. This hill sucks. Oh! Whew. Almost dropped it again. Oh my God, almost at the road. I cannot wait for this trail to be done at this point. I need to take a break. I'll lay the bike on her side. Still all that to go. Might walk the trail and see what it looks like. We have already come down all of that. And we still have all of this to go. Ugh. All right. In a little spot where turn it on and get over something. This is hard work. Get the feet down. Roll that. Get over here. Kill the bike again. I'm really shocked he hasn't come hiking back up this trail looking for me. Oh, almost too much momentum there. Right here I might be able to stand up and get some speed going. Oh, that did not feel great on the wrist. That's good. We're leaking gas. I couldn't care right now. Let's try to get this back up. Oh. Definitely landed pretty hard on my hand. See, the glove is torn up. That is gonna leave a bruise for sure. Hurt getting the glove back on too. Really hope I didn't break anything there. The hardest thing after falling like that is knowing you got to stand back up and commit here. I just lost a whole bunch of confidence. I have to get on the pegs and crush this last little bit of this trail. I hope to God that was the last of the ruts. We're gonna get nice and clear here. Oh man. And we're free. Oh my God. Oh, so that fall really messed my hand up. We were planning on hitting some more trails, but I think we're just going to go back now because my grip strength is gone.
overall, it was a great day, a great adventure. As we started getting back towards his truck, there were some raindrops that were starting to come down from the sky, so it wound up being a good thing that we called it when we did. Overall, I'm very happy with how the bike performed. Obviously, I'm coming out a little bit worse for wear. That entire ride back down, my hand was killing me, and it was really hard for me to use the clutch to shift and actually actuate it properly when I needed to use it. So my buddy talked to me for a second, and he was asking me if, you know, I wanted to drive his truck home with his bike in the back and he'd ride mine back for me, but I decided it wasn't too bad. It just seemed to be a pretty bad bruise, not a break or anything terrible like that. My wrist was fine. It was really just a grape-sized bruise right on my palm that was forming. So I decided to push through after all and just get all the way home myself. So he loaded his bike up in the truck, and I hopped back on mine after taking my goggles off and throwing my face shield on and just kind of relaxing for a second, and decided to head back home. Wound up getting back just fine, and hopefully my hand is nice and recovered for next weekend so I can get out and ride again. My fork seal in the front right is going to be getting replaced this week, so I'm not going to be able to ride anyway. It kind of works out that my hand is going to make it a pain to use the clutch, so hopefully it recovers in time. But I really hope everyone enjoyed watching. If you liked this kind of content, definitely give it a like, subscribe if you're so inclined, because there's going to be a lot more coming. Now that I have this GoPro figured out and I'm not too terrible at the editing stuff, I'm going to keep pumping them out as often as I can. There is so many trails to explore in Colorado, and I only hit 2 of them here. So stay posted for more in the future, and thanks for watching.
Gotta send it. Water? Ah, I hate water crossings. I dug myself. Yeah, I'm not getting out of that.